A very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Quantum Dialogues powered by NGenious Solutions. I am Mudit Vyas. I lead the marketing efforts at NGenious and Quantum Dialogues, and it's an honor to guide today's conversation on harnessing AI driven automation and modern ERP for the next gen manufacturing. So, as we all know, the manufacturing industry stands at the cusp of a transformative era as our Prime Minister and leader is focusing a lot of make in India manufacturing, the more burden comes on the manufacturing sector. And as global markets evolve, manufacturers face the imperative to enhance efficiency, scalability, and responsiveness. Central to this evolution are AI driven automation and modern ERP systems, which together can streamline operations, eliminate bottlenecks, and foster seamless processes across enterprises. So to ensure that we stick to what are the challenges that this manufacturing sector faces, we've brought together a distinguished group of manufacturing leaders to share their first-hand experiences, lessons learned, and practical insights from the industry. I would like to introduce and welcome our panelists for the afternoon today. Mr. Manish Chandegara, Group CIO, Simpolo and Bathware. Vishwadeep Sharma, GM Technology, Dot and Key Skincare. Manish Thakar, AVP IT, Hitachi Hi-Rel Power Electronics. Gaurav Vyas, Head IT, SPGPrints India. We are also having the subject matter expert, which is Mr. Nilesh Mehta, CEO of NGenious Solutions for this session. I will be moderating the session. Together, we'll explore the intersections of AI, automation, ERP systems in manufacturing, discussing real-world applications, challenges, and the roadmap to a smarter manufacturing future. I will hand it over to Mr. Nilesh Mehta, who is the subject matter expert joining us today. Sir, if you could introduce yourself and also give us a few insights about how AI-powered manufacturing and ERP systems are transforming the manufacturing sector today.
Thank you, Mudit. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining today's session. It's an honor to be on this panel with all of you this afternoon over here. Some amazing companies, some amazing CIOs and CTOs on the call over here. My name is Nilesh Mehta. I'm the founder and CEO at NGenious Solutions, an IT consulting company that's been helping digitize transformation across many enterprise companies for the last 20 years now. Over the last 20 years, we have worked with multiple industries, healthcare, pharma, media, manufacturing, but heavily on the manufacturing side within India space over here. And it's been an amazing journey working together with manufacturing, because you have such an amazing type of challenges that you have to face on a daily basis in a market like India over here, right? So over the last 20 years, we've been working with you to automate business processes, to help you move to the cloud. And now this interesting transformation journey with AI is at our cusp over here, right? To set the stage, I think for the last couple of years, all of us have been hearing of this journey about AI. It's all over the world, and we know that it was coming. It's no longer coming, it's already here. Many larger organizations around the world have already started taking advantage of this platform and this technology over here and started building their solutions. But for the rest of us, or the bulk of the companies around the world, we are still on that borderline of where do we start from here, right? And what do we take advantage of, right? All of us know that AI is coming here. It's going to change the way we work, change things that are happening around us. And we all know that we have to take advantage of this platform. We have to, there's no choice for us. Question is, where do we start and what do we do with this stuff, right? Now, if you have read the articles, in the last 2 years, everybody said they wanted to do AI, but the only companies that made money out of AI were the big giants like Accenture and Deloitte by going to companies and telling us how to do governance around AI. Nobody else. Microsoft did not make money on AI. ChatGPT did not make money on AI. None of the other AI companies have actually made money over there. The people that made money were the ones who were just coming here and guiding us how to take advantage of AI. I think moving forward from there, finally, we are up to a point where companies like Microsoft with their Copilot Studio, ServiceNow with their agentic AI solutions, they have come up with real practical technologies that will allow all of us to now start implementing those solutions. In the last 2 years, most of us working closely with CIOs, CTOs around the world have started thinking about the governance, the boundaries of how we use AI within our company, right? Because it is a beautiful technology, but it also comes with its own pros and cons over there, right? We cannot let it go rogue into any company over here. We know that stuff that once you let AI go rogue, there will definitely be other issues. So the first things we have to focus on are setting up the boundaries of where this platform will be used within our own companies, right? When we speak about specifically the manufacturing industry, some of the use cases that we've seen and help our customers implement are focusing on taking advantage of the Microsoft Copilot AI solutions to work with their finance team. In your companies, every month, at the end of the month, the finance team spends 3 to 4 days literally just reconciling information, getting everything together, reports, billing, stuff like that. If you are using ERP solutions like Microsoft Dynamics Business Central or any other tools, you can use AI solutions to now convert and reduce the time from days into a few minutes or an hours at the top, right? That's one definite use case for recent. That's a huge of savings on a day-to-day and weekly basis over there. The second use case we see are on the sales side. And I'm talking strictly around ERP at this point. There are obviously other use cases over there. But on the sales side also, manufacturing or any other company that's working on the sales side can use the Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales platform and use AI solutions in there to generate meeting notes, to automate business processes, to go from a sales life cycle and help with faster closing of deals over there. The other more important and slowly where companies are getting into are predictive analysis with AI. And in your case, specifically talking about inventory management, warehouse management, supply chain solutions over there. How can I use AI to optimize my inventory? How can I use AI to identify warehouse allocation, right? That is going to be very easy for us. And considering what's been happening with the geopolitical situation in the last 3 to 4 months here with the tariffs and stuff like that, identifying where I get raw materials, where can I get them at better cost, stuff like that, will be very important for all of us going forward. So this is where I think AI will drastically help all of us in their real life solution implementations. And it's not just theory anymore. I think there are many companies who are already implementing this stuff, and we've helped some of our customers implement this stuff. And I'm sure you guys are already starting your journey over there. But these are real practical use cases, at least on the manufacturing, the ERP side. There are obviously other use cases around IT operation stuff that we can discuss later on. But this is where I've seen, implementation very quickly grow. We've really gone through the journey of understanding what it means for us and now going to the implementation scale stage at a very rapid scale over here quickly, right? So I think that's where we are right now, Mudit. And I would love to hear from this, distinguished CIOs over here on where they stand with their implementations and at what stage of the journey they are all in right now at this point.
Thank you so much for the opening remarks, Nilesh. To start the conversation going and to explore how manufacturing organizations like the extreme panelists here who have joined us today are leveraging AI-powered automation and modern ERP systems to eliminate operational efficiencies, drive scalable processes, enable agile and intelligent manufacturing decisions, and create seamless interconnected enterprise functions. So I'll open the floor for everyone, and I'll drop in the first question. Everybody talks a lot about what manufacturing does and how it impacts the entire economy and the GDP and everything as manufacturing drives it basically. So I would start with real world impact, and I would want to ask all of you To share some of your examples in the organizations that you worked, where AI or ERP modernization has led to tangible operational and improvements and efficiency gains over the years, and how have they evolved in the last 5 years or the last 10 years since Make in India and other initiatives have been pushed on, and how does it impact a CIO or a GMIT or an AVP IT, and what difference has it made in your day-to-day decision making and other things. Probably we can start with Gaurav, if you could be the first one to open it for us, and then whoever wants to follow Gaurav can.
Okay. Thank you, Mudit. So when we are talking about the modernization or digital transformation, it's a now a new normal for everything. Earlier we were talking about the technology adoption. So now it has been adopted largely. Also, organizations are earlier there was a challenge when we were talking about the IT and business. They were talking differently. Both the languages were not. But now after thanks to COVID also, there's an opportunity. Okay, the आपदा में अवसर वाली situation when has come for the this is good of after that this mindset of business people has also been changed and they have accepted the adoption of the technology, and that has started new journey of digital transformation for especially for the small and medium organizations also. Earlier it was limited with the large organizations also. So adoption of the ERP or technology, whatever we can say AI adoption. So it helps the organization to forecast their planning, their everything. So as far as our industry is concerned, we are a B2B industry. So we are not directly associated with the customers there. But yes, mostly we are, so our customer portions are been automated. There are many things which we have on ERP, there are MRP productions also. So everything which it has been planned in way where the lead time was actually was there earlier has reduced a lot, and the operational efficiency has increased. So after adoption of the technology will definitely help to the organization to plan a way to meet their customers requirement as well as the operational efficiency.
Thank you, Gaurav, so much. No, anybody who would like to follow Gaurav and add more insights?
Yeah. Uh, so I would like to add something, and which is again similar to the experience with what Gaurav has already shared the insight of that. I mean, we being as Japanese company, we believe in just-in-time concept, kind of concept for the material. I'm addressing the same. I mean, the inventory-related benefit which Gaurav has already initiated and given a background on that. So we call it as a JIT concept. JIT, when we implement, it gives tremendous benefit to the organization in terms of finance. I mean, just in time is a concept where you will be able to get a material immediately just before you start manufacturing. So based on the production plan, whatever the raw material to produce that particular product, if you require all the material, this material will be just ready before you start a manufacturing, not before than that. So it is helping not only to the reducing excess stock, but based on the liability and the payment, you can understand very well. So these are the benefit. On the top of that, we are reducing storage and maintenance cost as well. So this was one of the best tremendous benefit which our organization also has received from that. We could reduce 20% or more, we can say, uh, improvement in the inventory management kind of and cost saving part. Another aspect of that reducing power cost, I mean energy. We also focus on and we have a sustainable goals globally as well. So using this age AI technology, we were able to I mean reach to the goal, and we were able to reduce a 12% of the annual cost energy consumption cost, and this is how. And the third one, the good example of that, the preventive. I mean, most of the industries knows nowadays that AI driven technology can help to reduce a downtime of that, and this is how one of our production line for the high frequency transformer division, uh, based on the preventive alerts. I mean, predictive maintenance alerts, we could reduce almost around 30% uh, unplanned downtime out of that. This is how the capacity has been increased and productivity has been increased for our industry. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Manish. So just to add some thoughts from my end as well. So just in time is a concept that I learned during my management studies, and it's
Yeah.
I think it's been after 15 years I've heard the word and by somebody who is in manufacturing, and now no getting to know that no it is really very efficient that when Japanese come to work and they bring
Yeah.
their functions and they implement them, how effective can it be that you said 20% reduction in your overall cost, 12% in your energy efficiency and
Yes.
everything. So no, actually, sometimes theory actually is good to listen to, but in practicality, I've heard it for the first time, and in manufacturing operations, that is it's even a bigger term now.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the reminding me of what my taught me in
So,
college.
yeah,
The-
so thank you, Mudit. Here, I would like to add a few comments from my side, which is aiding or add-on knowledge to Mr. Gaurav, Mr. Manish. Like AI in manufacturing is definitely helping specifically in a predictive maintenance, I would say, where you are planning to do your maintenance. But usually what happen in a ordinary scenario, when the machinery got stuck up or when any parts got failed, people are stop their productions and they do the maintenance of that specific equipment. But in case if you are having a AI enabled in that, you can do the predictive maintenance call pre maintenance, and then you can save a life of your equipment. You can save a time of your production loss, and so many help it will helping in that. So about the quality also you can use the AI. Recently, I would like to share one of the case studies. I have seen one of the equipment in. I'm talking about my industry is called tiles industries. I've seen one equipment wherein that equipment having the capability to see a visionary damage, visionary impact of the product, and it can easily bifurcate the right product and the defective product. And it was fantastic when the human was taking 10 to 15 minutes to identify those quality check, where that machine was taking only 35 to 40 seconds. So these all are like a few example I would like to share, which showing that how AI can help in a manufacturing industries.
Thank you so much, Manish. Again, more insights from everybody would again be amazing. So I'll hand it over to Vishwadeep if you could give us some of your examples and your learnings.
Thank you so much, Mudit, for giving this pleasure to be a part of this, a panel discussing the transformative role of the artificial intelligence powered automation and the modern ERPs. Now, since we are witnessing the pivotal shift from Industry 4.0 revolution to Industry 5.0, and see, if we go a bit early, the Industry 4.0 was quite, most it was playing around the IT automation, digitization, etc. But now, since 4.0 is now going away and the 5.0 recent revolution is coming out, so this is more of a focusing extent beyond automation and efficiency to include the human centricity, sustainability, and I'll say the resilience. This evolution emphasizes the collaboration between humans and intelligent systems, aiming to create more adaptable and responsible manufacturing environment. In our operations, the integration of AI capabilities had led to significant improvements. For instance, the adoption of AI-driven demand forecasting we were able to do. The tools that we have been, using, that they have enhanced the forecast accuracy by 15 to 20%. Like many people are reporting, this is, drastically minimizing the stockouts and optimizing our inventory levels. In another case, if I say we automated our purchase order approvals within the ERP that earlier took days to and mainly multiple follow-ups, and now it gets done in a matter of hours. So with the help of AI, we analyze the volume of enterprises data in real time. and it provides majorly, predictive insights that help us in demand forecasting. It helps us in recommendations, like, supplier selection, vendor selection, etc. Then it again helps majorly in automated reports and KPI tracking. So these are, I would say these are not the pilot projects anymore. These are the real use case supporting the real businesses. Yeah.
Great. Thank you again for all the insights, sir. So just to conclude this question and put it across is that everybody has experienced what is the power of AI and stitched together with ERP in the manufacturing industry, and we've seen everybody reducing time, cost, and improving efficiency, and also in the long term, which translates to profitability and better outcomes for the organization, the the vendors who are involved with further processing of items, and enabling the economy also and increasing GDP in the longer term. That is what is happening. But the second question after this that I would want to discuss would be that uh, how do we ensure that operational bottlenecks are tackled with, and I want to see what are the challenges which come through legacy systems, which are manual processes, disconnected systems, or poor data visibility, and how they were resolved with AI and ERP integration. I think you have highlighted in some points there, but operational efficiency is the let's say buzzword right now everywhere, where CIOs and CTOs and everybody are talking about how to let's say reimagine IT operations and multiple other aspects to it. So how difficult was it for all of you within your organizations to convince both the management as well as the people on the ground working to adopt technologies, and how did you change the mindset? And also, I would like to start with Nilesh here, where Nilesh is on the way to write his second book, which also is about reimagining IT operations. Nilesh, if you can give us or throw some light on this topic, and also introduce how are you taking this forward, and what are the steps that you want to see that are being taken in the industry.
Thanks, Mudit. I am going to echo sentiments from Gauravji, Manish, both Manish over here, Vishwadeep. As you know, visionary CIOs, they have driven their organizations into IT operations management and seen the efficiency over there, right? Again, with AI coming in and the new digital technology coming in, there are two major aspects that we look at in terms of, or have looked at in the last couple of years in increasing the efficiency. First is autonomous IT workflows, which means making sure that systems are designed in such a way that they can work on their own without human intervention. Everybody knows that as much as you can automate business processes, less chances of errors, increasing productivity. A workflow, a system can continue working 24/7. A human being cannot work 24/7. There's always going to be potential for error. So as much as we can convert systems into autonomous processes, that is going to be the benefit for us. The second, which I think some of them also refer to, is AI-based operations management, which means predictive analytics on my machines, my manufacturing equipment over there, to understand upfront when something is going to fail, what needs maintenance, how can I predict this stuff going forward or monitor them going forward, which will help me cut down on a potential breakdown in my process at some point, right? So those are the two things that I think are amazing and the right way to look at operations management. Now, some of us and all of you guys, are lucky, and your organizations are lucky to have CIOs and CTOs who are technology savvy, who are bringing that up front. But I think overall, from a manufacturing industry, there are a lot of companies that are still struggling to get to where you guys are, right? And the goal that I am trying to do with right now is, hoping to write a book on reinventing IT operations with AI, or in the age of AI over here, is to work with our experience to discuss, solutions from CIOs and CTOs like you, and bring it into a blueprint manner that we can go to the small and mid-sized companies where, maybe they don't have the luxury of having CIOs and CTOs over there, and probably they have a IT head or IT manager who looks at stuff. But how can we get this into a blueprint where they can easily follow and still achieve similar benefits to what you guys as enterprise are seeing, right? So that's something that I'm looking at. I'm looking to talk to people like you, bring our expertise, bring your expertise together, and convert that into a blueprint, into of some sort into my book over there. So hoping that I'll get a chance to meet all of you and discuss it in detail over the next month or couple of months. But that I think is where Mudit the whole transformation has to go. We have looked at cloud solutions over the last 5 years after COVID. Now it's all about business process autonomous or automation with agents and AI solutions over there.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you for the words. Again, it's open to all the panelists if you could join in.
Okay, thank you, Mudit. So where these challenges is about, so there are multiple. It's different for all the different organizations, because one solution cannot fit to everyone. So there's a different solution. Important is what the adoption. So adoption point of view, earlier there was a challenge with the management and to accept the solution, because they were always talking about the ROI. How soon we will get the ROI, and then budget constraints, or there's everything to make them convince. As Mr. Mehta has said, he has write a book, and I think he's writing the book. So it will beneficial for us to also understand how we can convince management early, because it's a very biggest. Since we are in Gujarat, it's a very not challenging, but yes, we need to justify the ROI, and how soon we will be justify the ROI. It's the biggest important thing. And important other than thing is there is a three things importantly. So people, process, and technology. As we got, the people part is also difficult, because today we are implementing any solution, but how effectively it is been implemented is also important. Putting a very great solution, but if people are not using it effectively, the solution will not work automatically. So it's also important ki how the your people, your culture, organization culture is ready to accept that solution. So other than management, yes, management is just asking for the ROI, but people, they are also very rigid to adopt their new processes. And other thing is also there is multiple applications are working silos. So that is also in area where we need difficulties. कि मेरा तो उस system में data पड़ा है, how I will get that information here, मेरे को वो manually add करना पड़ेगा, I will not do dual entry, I will not do. So communicating those all information all together and make them a solution where they will be able to get all the information one place. So it's a difficult phase. Yes, by the time you will get, if you are able to make them stage by stage, so we need to pilot these things, and that are the some areas where we need to work still. So there are some companies who have already been accepted the solution. Yes, some companies are still struggling such kinds of, but these are some areas there we need to work. And for AI is mostly important on the data. So poor data will give poor result. So that is also a toughest challenge which I can consider. So these are some areas where we can consider to adopt any solution. So that's what I understand. I am giving you my opinion on that.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Yeah. Anybody could pick up now?
If I may step in for 1 second, because Gauravji, made a couple of points that are very interesting over here. Two things over here, right? One, the isolated systems. I've always been of the opinion that you bring in any ERP system or any technology in your company, right? Whether it's Microsoft 365 service or whatever it is, right? It will give you 60% ROI day one. You plug it in, you turn it on, 60% ROI day one, right? The goal for all of us is to try to get, as CIOs and CXOs over there, is to try to get to 80, 85% ROI. We'll never get to 100%, but if we can get to close to 80, 85%, 90% ROI, then we basically invested properly, right? And then our investments are justified. And you absolutely hit it on the nail that, isolated systems are good, but when you consolidate them and when you get them to talk to each other, then you are increasing your ROIs these platforms, because now you're helping automate your data transfer is become seamless. You are removing duplication of data at that point. You're probably looking at a central source of the right information over there, and everybody's looking at it. What you're looking at is the same thing everybody's looking at. Nobody can come back and tell you, or on my screen it's showing up as $15. How are you seeing at $14.95, right? It's not possible, because you're looking at central connected systems. So that's one thing. The second thing, if you give me 30 seconds to explain, you made an amazing point about AI, right? I have always been of the opinion that AI is like a 2 to 3 year old beautiful baby, right? We all see this baby and we love this baby. Oh, so cute. I like this baby. It has the potential to become a Superman. Now,
Yes.
this baby over the next 20 years will learn from what we teach. We
Yes.
will teach some good things, we will teach some bad things. It will learn from our neighbors, it will learn from school, it will learn from friends, it will learn from everywhere. Where it will end up in 20 years, we don't know. But as parents, the only thing we can do is keep teaching good things to it. Right. So, very well said, Gauravji. I think that was the best part you said, right? AI is beautiful. It depends on how we train it together from that perspective, right? I'm sorry, Manishi or Manish or Gaurav, Vishwadeep, anybody else wants to contribute, please.
Yeah, so Nilesh, just adding to your thought, there are three words called PPT, people, process, and technology. So the way you nurture your baby called AI, like people response, process well built in the technology you are using in a build the AI scenario that will take you to the right result and achieve the strategic goal with the minimized risk.
Yeah. So I'd like to add a couple of things here, and rightly said by Gaurav ji and Manish ji. So the major bottleneck is going and taking our legacy systems and transforming it to the newest one that we are planning or we have bought. So this is the one of the challenges that many organizations, or including ours, has been facing. So these systems are often siloed, heavily customized, and dependent on manual inputs, making it extremely difficult to get a single version of truth. So let alone these drive efficiency to the scale. So in our case, operational bottleneck ranked from disconnected inventory and production planning systems. So I remember one sentence my MD in one of my previous organizations said when we were planning to implement new ERP in one of the business units. So we were preparing and showing him the presentation of the milestones and the roadmap of the ERP implementation. He told one sentence to us. So that इनके पास सारा चीज कॉन्फ़िगर रहता है, वो आएंगे इंस्टॉल करेंगे और स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. Okay. So, like Nilesh ji told, so 60% ROI will come from second day. Okay, but now this was a kind of challenging thing for us to make him understand the processes, and like how Gaurav ji said कि जितना अच्छा डेटा हम फीड करेंगे उतना अच्छा रिजल्ट मिलेगा. So the
Absolutely.
way of configuration, the process of implementation, like people say na, the achievement is not the final destination, but achievement is enjoying the journey. So we had a challenge to configure the ERP properly by collecting the requirements from different departments, and the result of inefficiency and duplicated efforts, that is also there in the place. So these are also sometimes lead us to distract our path when launching any cutting edge technology, by be it the AI or the modern ERPs. So to address this, we did a couple of things that I would like to highlight here. So first thing, we created the business case with measurable ROI, because ROI is the one concern that every founder or every CEO has. So we presented again to the management, not just with the need of ERP modernization, but with the clear cost benefit analysis. We showed how AI powered automation within SAP in that case could reduce the manual labors, cut cycle times, enable real time insights. For instances, it can predict maintenance features directly. It can translate our reduced downtimes and it can lead to the lower operational cost. And we were able to produce these results within 3 or 4 months of time after the implementation. So this was one of the major challenge that we had to cope up with. Second thing, like many of the panelists already discussed, involving teams early. So as early as possible, we have to involve the cross-functional teams so that they come and bring their pain points, bring their expectation from the modern system that we are implementing. So many times it happens that after implementation, many people come and bring their requirements. Oh, I wanted this. This is not happening. But there is nothing that our system cannot do. We have to input the logic. We have to input the command based on the required functions. So this is second thing. Third thing, the change champions. We identified key team members as a change champions across departments. So they acted as the local advocates of their teams, and they also trained their subordinates or the people in the department, and they took the feedback and given it to us, and that helped us a lot. We mitigated many of the issues that were supposed to come after the implementation that were already resolved. And the last thing is the training, the continuous training with any minor change, any major impact on any module, or any new feature addition. So these are a couple of the things that we did to make sure that the implementation goes on the right phase and people take benefit out of it.
So thank you, Vishwadeep. Now, I was waiting to listen to all of the points which you were putting out, and so Vishwadeep, you would be an ideal customer. As in, कहते हैं ना कि all checks are matching for our sales and delivery teams for to have a customer like you, where you have had championed process. You've made people identify them as champions in their processes, and then having all measurable results and understanding what the system is. As you very rightly pointed out in the starting that senior management or MDs or decision makers, they tend to see things as that it would be as like in the early 90s that somebody would come with a pen drive or a hard disk or a CD drive and then put it in and then install the software and it will start working from tomorrow onwards. That is what the mentality is, because people are still not tech literate to the extent where the industry has gone. And what you as transformation leaders in the industry are trying to do. And we need people like you also on board, where it is inevitable in the longer run when we will have board of directors who would know anything and everything about technologies. Our roles will be redundant by then if they know technology, but hope they are not as intelligent as all of us together. But our ideal customer profiles, or rather implementation partners, start with people like you who themselves want to adopt, because it is the need of the hour. And these points are very difficult to find when we are speaking with people on the other side of the board table, to have such understanding, and they want to capture maximum things out of it. Sorry to interject, but let's continue with Manish.
Yeah. So, addition to that, I mean, almost everything is already covered by our team member, but I'm slightly differing with the opinion of that. Without, I mean, the management do not understand anything about the technology. I understand the time has changed now after the COVID. Uh, Stakeholders even and the senior management also understand what is importance of the technology, right? Only thing is that cost benefit analysis, CBA, and the ROI. It is a part of life, and it is not going anywhere from our life, right? Because we are in a business, we have to show ROI as well as cost benefit analysis out of that. Second point is, yes, once you convince your management, yes, it is a difficult, I mean, to calculate the ROI, because It is not a quantifiable from the day one. We need to work rigorously on that. So that is there. Change management, again, I fully agree with the panelists, and the focus is yes, the legacy system you want to replace with the modern system, there is always a pain. Similarly to the our internal, I mean humans, there is always chance that they will understand you will replace their job with the technology. This is how the fear in their mind, and this is how they will make obstruction to that. So first of all, to come out with this kind of situation, what we have adopted, we have run ERP sandbox kind of concept and showcase their benefit. That see, today you are spending, again Japanese word gemba, if you have heard about gemba. Gemba is a practice. I mean, every day in the morning, every people on the production floor itself will join and discuss about the day and entire schedule of the day. What are the bottlenecks? What will be the plan for entire day? And this is how they come out with the solution, and this is how the day will start. So again, to address this kind of 1 to 2 hours, it was spent on gemba meetings. By introducing IoT based, I mean the sensors to the production floors and assembly line, and the creating a wonderful, beautiful, insightful dashboard on the uh, desktop itself on the PCs. We could reduce this 5 to 10 minutes only, and that is also the discussion is just not for the improvement scope, but it is kind of that this day will go and we have capacity can be increased like that. So we have convinced our internal users, I mean all the people, that this technology is making your, we are going to introduce the technology for making your life easier and not, there is no chance that your job will be lost. So change management is, I agree with that, very, very important. And this is how we can address and we could address that. On the top of that, another beautiful example I can say is decision making using this insight and real time monitoring, introducing a dashboard. I'll give example that on the production floor, starting from the assembly line people, they are able to see when, suppose there is a one work order, let's say XYZ work order is supposed to start from tomorrow morning. So what are the availability? Production floor, I mean production manager always seek raw material is ready and my skill set and the machine is ready for starting a production or not. So these dashboards gives insightful, I mean to the production team, entire team, they know that everything is readily available and we can immediately start. The same dashboard has been put on the senior management laptop and PCs, so that they are able to see the progress as well as the real time monitoring, I mean real time data on their dashboard. And this is how the decision making, something which is happening, some raw material is expected to come tomorrow morning, but it is not committed by the supplier. This triggers alarm on the dashboard that this is the area where somebody has to work. So immediately before any manual intervention, the people responsible will take an action. This is how the automation started working, and we could reach to the 40% of the reduction of the production. This kind of bottleneck. This is what the benefit which we have received out of that.
It's a great point, Manish. If I may add one topic to, right, if you don't mind, as we have all been speaking about people, and I agree with you, transformation journey with people is one of the most challenging parts in there. I would like to rephrase some of the statements that you made over there in terms of training, educating them. I think in my experience, what matters most to them is, yes, this software is going to be very good for my company. It's going to help me improve everything. What does it mean for me? At that level, that person, we have to, if that person needs to adopt this technology, they may to say, explain to me what is the pain point that you go through every day, and let me tell you how this is going to solve that problem for you. If something takes you 4 hours, how can I solve it in 1 hour? If something gives you stress every day, how am I going to reduce your stress over here? And then see the adoption with that person specifically. So it has to be all about what does it mean for me in my job on a day-to-day basis. And you figure out the top 10 people who are going to be impacted for this with this platform in your company, and you solve their personal problems, then your adoption is going to grow with any technology at that point over there.
True, true. I agree with that. And this is how it will work.
That's the only way it will work.
Yes.
Because, again, we can make all the big decisions at a top level. It's the guys below who do their job, and they have to feel that anything that we implement over here is for their benefit, will help them get better. How often we heard, what do they know? They make decisions up there in their air conditioned rooms, and we have to work over here, right? But once we start empathizing with them and understanding what they go through on a daily basis and solving their problems, which is what our job as leadership is, right? Then we actually solve problems that they will want to take advantage of.
So EQ, just single line, I would even add on the discussion that EQ was a part of our train the trainer kind of concept before launching the ERP system. And the advocate, which Vishwadeep has already, mentioned that the particular word of that, we call as the key users of that, functional key users of that, and we needed to train them as a trainer so that they will be able to go to their function department and they will train the people under them. So
Yep.
EQ was a part of the consideration at that particular time, so that people buy-in is very, very important to adopt any kind of change. So yes, I fully agree with that. Yeah.
I have just one point to add here, what Manishji was saying. One thing that I personally observed is, though we have a dedicated trainer who will go and train across the cross functions or the entire organization in different divisions, but the identified project champs from different department were playing significant role. I mean, our trainer was going and spending some time with those people who are working actually on the SAP or any AI-driven application, was not able to impact the user. But the trainer who was identified from their department, be it a junior employee or a senior or an HOD, he was better able to make them understand the usability and the use cases based on his experience or with his commanding. So
So,
that is one thing that I hacked out.
so
Yeah.
you bring up a great point. I'll give you my feedback on two things, right? People at the top, and I've seen, and no, Hamza, always say, let me bring in a consultant. He knows everything because I'm paying him to do stuff. People at the bottom will say, let me go to this guy. I trust him because he works with me every day and he knows my problem.
Right.
It is definitely a better option to have somebody from the inside, who knows the activities day in day out and how it how it impacts the daily processing, the daily churn out, rather than somebody from outside coming in and telling me this is how you do your work. I would always prefer my team giving me the feedbacks that this works and this does not work. So no, it's hands-on experience is something which matters more in the current day and age, like it had the effect earlier also, but more to do with technology where we see results faster than getting implemented. You implement it takes 6 months, but you see results the very next day when you go live, and you see the results very next day. So you see what are the problems the user might face the very next day. You say, okay, we went live today, and the very next day you see, oh, there's 20 problems which have come up, which we had identified, which were overlooked by the functional consultant who probably was implementing it for you. But no, you were overlooked because you were somebody junior, and you said, okay, your role is not something which is major. But no, after implementation, it is identified that, okay, you were right in your own aspect where you thought these will be the bottlenecks which would come up, but you were overlooked. And now we are in a phase where we have to do change requests and getting things done. So I think we've covered a lot of ground today. Although I would like this discussion to go on and be a bit more elongated, but we have two people who are on hard stops at 4 o'clock. So Manish ji and Gaurav ji will have to leave the panel at 4. So I presume we will have part 2 of this. I would work with my team to see a part 2 of a panel like this unfold and discuss more, because there are way more things to discuss for us in an hour that we have done, and we've covered a lot of ground today. So I would like to thank everybody here for all the insights that you have shared with us. They are no beyond my no scope of work, which I do day in day out. But I've learned a lot from the panel. Thank you all for your time. Just to add to the discussion about training and other things which had come up from Gaurav ji, from Manish ji, and everyone else also. So Nilesh, no, does a lot of one-on-ones with our clients and multiple other stakeholders across Microsoft, ServiceNow, and other platforms. So we do a lot of executive briefings. So to understand what are the bottlenecks your organizations or your processes might face, so we do a lot of executive briefings, and if you would be interested in one of those executive briefings to be done with your team or the management or anything, we would be open to do a executive briefing with Nilesh ji, probably when he visits Gujarat this week or anytime in the future. If you would like us to send you an invite, if you would be open to it, please I would like that you get in touch with the team and say yes to it or no to it after the panel is over. I thank you all once again. Nilesh ji, if you would like to conclude and say thanks.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Again, this has been a very informative session. I appreciate all the feedback and the information that you guys have shared. Like I said, Mudit said, I'll be visiting your towns very soon. And if you guys can give us some time, love to discuss how we can do this better. And like I said, help build the blueprint together that we can go and share to a broader audience, and everybody can benefit from our learnings here at this point.
Any closing remarks from any one of you? No, if you would like.
Thank you very much. It was nice interaction with all the people. Although Manish and Manish, we are meeting regularly, but it is something we are meeting so for some different agenda.
Well, the next time you are meeting, invite us. We'll join.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, everybody. I think we'll be in touch with all of you. The team will get in touch with you for a few things we have planned for all the panelists, and I hope to be in touch with you all. Thank you so much for the time. It was a pleasure speaking with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.